When a pope dies, the world watches as the Catholic Church enters a time of mourning, tradition, and transition. From the breaking of the fisherman's ring to the election of a new successor, a centuries-old process unfolds, one filled with mystery, symbolism, and deep spiritual significance. But what exactly happens after the death of the Pope? In this video, we'll take you step by step through the 10 key events that shape the Church's most sacred transition. Now, let's take a look. Number 1. The confirmation of death. The process starts with the Camerlengo. This is a high-ranking Vatican official responsible for managing the affairs of the Church between the death of a pope and the election of a new one. Traditionally, the Camerlengo approaches the deceased pope and calls him by his baptismal name 3 times. If there is no response, the pope is officially declared dead. Historically, the Camerlengo would tap the Pope's forehead 3 times with a small silver hammer while calling his name. This practice was meant to ensure no mistaken declarations, but it is no longer commonly used today. Number 2. The breaking of the fisherman's ring. The fisherman's ring is a gold ring worn by the Pope, featuring an image of St. Peter fishing, a reference to Peter being a fisher of men. It serves as a personal seal for official papal documents. After the Pope's death, the ring is taken from his finger. The Camerlengo presents the ring to the College of Cardinals, and it is scratched with a special tool or broken to ensure it can no longer be used. In addition to the ring, the Pope's official seal is also destroyed. This process prevents forgery of documents in the Pope's name and marks the transition to the next papacy. Number 3. The sealing of the papal apartments. At this point, the Camerlengo orders the sealing of the papal residence. The Pope's private residence in the Apostolic Palace is locked, and wax seals are placed on entrances to prevent unauthorized access. The Pope's study and other offices within the Vatican are also sealed. Important papers, letters, and personal effects of the deceased Pope are secured until the new Pope is elected. This process ensures confidentiality of the Pope's official affairs and prevents the tampering of documents. Once a new Pope is chosen, the seals are broken and the apartments are prepared for the new pontiff. Number 4. The announcement and period of mourning. After the Camerlengo confirms the death of the Pope, he relays the information to the Dean of the College of Cardinals. The Vatican Press Office releases a public statement. Church bells may toll across Rome and in Catholic churches worldwide. The news spreads globally through media outlets, with tributes from world leaders and religious figures. The Church observes 9 days of mourning, known as Novem Diales, during which special prayers and masses are offered for the deceased Pope. Number 5. Lying in state. After a Pope dies, his body is placed on public display for the faithful to pay their respects in a solemn tradition known as lying in state. The Pope's body is washed, anointed, and dressed in traditional papal vestments. Before the body is moved to St. Peter's Basilica, Vatican officials, cardinals, and close associates may have a private viewing. The Pope's body is carried in a solemn procession through St. Peter's Square. The College of Cardinals, clergy, and Swiss guards escort him, while bells toll across Rome. The Pope lies in state in front of the altar of the confession, surrounded by candles and flowers. The lying in state typically lasts 3 days, though it may be extended based on public demand. Number 6. The funeral Mass. The Mass is a grand and solemn event, attended by thousands of faithful world leaders and clergy. It typically takes place in St. Peter's Square, presided over by the Dean of the College of Cardinals. The Pope's body is placed in front of the main altar with a simple wooden coffin. The Dean of the College of Cardinals delivers the homily, often reflecting on the late Pope's life and legacy. The congregation prays for the repose of his soul. A special chant, the Litany of the Saints, is sung as the Church commends the Pope to God. The Pope is then placed in a triple coffin, and a sealed document recording the Pope's life and reign is placed inside. The coffin will then be buried at the place of choosing of the deceased pontiff. Number 7. sede vacante. This part of the process ensures that the church can be properly managed, absent a pope. During this period, the Camerlengo manages day-to-day affairs, ensuring the proper functioning of the church while ensuring that no significant decisions are made about doctrine, church appointments, or changes in papal policies. The period lasts until a new pope is elected, which usually happens within 15 to 20 days after the pope's death. Number 8. The calling of the conclave. The dean of the College of Cardinals calls for the conclave after the mourning period has concluded. The cardinals from around the world are summoned to Rome. Before entering the conclave, cardinals gather for a series of pre-conclave meetings. These are not yet part of the secret voting process, but they serve to set the voting procedures for the conclave. If cardinals are physically unable to make it to Rome within the required time frame, they are simply excluded from the conclave. There are no proxies allowed. Cardinals must be physically present to cast their votes. They cannot send representatives in their place. Number 9. The conclave begins. The cardinals enter the Sistine Chapel and take an oath of secrecy. This oath ensures that all information about the election, the candidates, and discussions during the conclave is kept confidential. The doors of the Sistine Chapel are locked to ensure no one can enter or leave during the election process. The Camerlengo announces the beginning of the conclave. Each cardinal receives a ballot and votes in secret. A cardinal must write the name of the person they believe should be pope on the ballot. Typically, these are fellow cardinals, though in theory, any Catholic male could be chosen. Voting usually takes place in multiple rounds per day. Each round begins with a prayer, and the ballots are then collected and counted. A 2/3 majority is required for a pope to be elected. After each round of voting, the ballots are burned. If no one has been elected, black smoke is released from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel. If a pope has been elected, white smoke signals that the conclave has chosen a new pope. Number 10. The announcement of the new pope. Once a cardinal reaches the required 2/3 majority, he is asked if he accepts the election. If he accepts, he is immediately the new pope. The cardinal-elect is then asked to choose a papal name. Once the new pope is elected and agrees to accept the role, the senior cardinal deacon steps out onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica and announces to the world, "We have a pope." The new pope then appears on the balcony, gives his first blessing to the city and the world, and addresses the crowds. The new pope's papacy begins immediately, and the church enters a new era of leadership.